Identifying reliable signs of suicidal behavior. Ever wondered about the signals that could tell us if someone might be thinking about suicide? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll break down these signs in super simple terms to help you understand and recognize them. It's crucial to be aware so that we can support those who might be going through a tough time. Ready to dive in? Let's roll! Number 10. Emotional distance. Let's start with the 10th number on our list. Emotional distance. When people go through tough times, they might feel emotionally distant. They build a little bubble around themselves, making it challenging to connect with others or enjoy things they used to love. This emotional distance can be a sign that they're struggling, even if they don't say it out loud. Similarly, if someone starts to act indifferent in situations that used to stir emotions, it might be a subtle cry for help. So, if you notice someone in your life becoming emotionally distant, it's worth reaching out, letting them know you care, and offering a listening ear. Sometimes, a small act of kindness can make a big difference in someone's world. Number 9. Changes in sleeping patterns. Changes in sleep patterns can be a big clue when it comes to understanding how someone is feeling. When a friend is having a tough time, you can learn a lot about their feelings by checking their sleep. If they're hitting the snooze button more than usual or having trouble crawling out of bed, it might be a sign that something's up. Alternatively, if they're tossing and turning, struggling to catch some Z's, their sleep sends a quiet signal for help. Picture this. Your buddy used to be the early bird, but now it feels like they're stuck in a never-ending snooze fest, or maybe they're burning the midnight oil, struggling to catch some shut-eye. These changes in sleep habits can be a clue that they're wrestling with more than just a bad dream. Now, I know we all have those nights where sleep is hard to get. But if these sleep shenanigans become regular, it's time to check in. A simple, "How are you?" can open the door for a heart-to-heart chat. Sometimes, a caring conversation can be the first step in helping a friend sleep a little easier. Number 8. Getting hold of dangerous items. Now, here's a crucial thing to pay attention to. When someone is going through a tough time, they might find ways to get hold of things that can be harmful. It's not always as straightforward as saying, "Hey, I got a gun." Sometimes it's sneaky, like quietly gathering a bunch of pills without anyone noticing. Pills are easy to tuck away, you know. Keeping an eye on whether someone you care about might have access to stuff that can cause harm is super significant. It might not seem like a big deal, but having access to these things can make the risk of something serious, like suicide, go up. So, if someone is in a tough spot, it's good to be aware of what's around them. It's being a caring detective, keeping an eye out for your friend or family member in a quiet but powerful way. Number 7. Making preparations. Now, let's talk about something important. When someone is thinking about severe stuff like suicide, they might start getting things in order. It's like they're tidying up their personal business. This could mean visiting friends and family, giving away their stuff, making a will, or even cleaning up their room or home. It's kind of like they're trying to wrap things up. Sometimes they might leave a note or a message for the people they care about. And here's another thing to keep in mind. Some folks might go and buy things that can be harmful, like a firearm or poison. It's not just random shopping. It could be a sign that they're going through something tough. If you notice someone you care about doing these things, it's a sign to step in and be there for them. Number 6. Dangerous or self-harmful behavior. If someone starts doing risky stuff, like driving super recklessly, getting into unsafe situations with relationships, or using more drugs or alcohol than usual, it could mean they're going through a tough time. These behaviors might be a signal that they're not feeling great about life. Imagine if your friend, who's usually super careful, suddenly starts driving like they're in a race or making choices that aren't safe in their relationships. They may be using more drugs or alcohol, and it's becoming a bit much. These changes could be a sign that they're not valuing their own life as much. If you see someone doing risky stuff, be their superhero friend and lend a hand through tough times. A little care can make a world of difference. Number 5, withdrawal from others. If someone decides to spend a lot of time by themselves and avoids hanging out with friends or doing fun stuff, it could be a sign of suicidal behavior. Being alone might sound okay sometimes, but when it becomes a regular thing, it could be a clue that they're facing challenges. Think about your friend who always loved playing games and hanging out with friends. Now they start choosing to be alone most of the time. It's not just about enjoying time by themselves. It's like they don't find joy in the things they used to love. The feeling of being down in the dumps can be a part of something called depression, which is linked to thoughts of suicide. So, if you notice a friend keeping to themselves a lot, it's like a little alarm bell ringing. Number 4, being sad or moody. When someone has persistent sadness that sticks around for a long time, and their moods keep swinging, it might be a sign that they're going through a tough patch. It's not just a regular down day, it's a constant cloud hanging over them. And here's the thing, when someone feels this way a lot, it's called depression. And it's a significant factor when we think about serious stuff like suicide. If a person who usually has a lot of energy suddenly seems stuck in a gloomy mood, it's not just a passing feeling. It's a constant rain cloud following them around. When dealing with these long-lasting sad vibes and mood swings, paying attention and offering a helping hand is essential. Number 3. Changes in personality or appearance. Let's dive into another big sign. When someone starts acting or looking different. When someone is thinking about serious stuff such as suicide, you might notice a change in how they work or how they carry themselves. Their attitude and behavior do a little dance. They might start talking or moving really fast, like everything is in hyperspeed mode. Or the opposite, not care as much about how they look. The person who used to be all about personal appearance might not be as concerned anymore. So, seeing a friend or someone you care about going through these shifts is a sign to be there for them. Number 2, recent trauma or life crisis. A big crisis in life could lead someone to consider attempting suicide. Big crisis, like when someone loses a loved one, a furry friend, or a relationship ends, can hit really hard. Even getting news about a major illness, losing a job, or facing serious money troubles can make it seem as if life is throwing everything at once. These moments can be super overwhelming, and some might think about doing something severe, like attempting suicide. So, if you or someone you know is going through these tough times, it's crucial to get support. Remember, even in the stormiest weather, there's always a way to find sunshine. Number 1, threatening or talking about suicide. The last, but the most crucial sign of suicidal behavior is when someone talks about or threatens suicide. If someone is thinking about serious stuff like suicide, they might drop a hint to someone they know, maybe a friend or a family member. It might not be a clear, "I'm going to do this," but they might talk a lot about death or say things like, "It would be better if I wasn't here." These are warning signs that something's up. Now, here's a big thing to remember. Not everyone who is feeling this way will come right out and say it. And not everyone who talks about it will actually go through with it. But every time someone hints at suicide, it's super important to take it seriously. In conclusion, Understanding and recognizing the signs of suicidal behavior is a crucial step towards supporting those who may be going through a challenging time in their life. By being aware of changes in behavior, emotions, and life circumstances, we can help and show compassion to those in need. If you found this information helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching and take care.